let's not get caught up in this. Saturday, the Preakness Stakes. And SBRodds.com, sportsbookreview.com has a special for you, Teddy. If you don't want to miss out on this, use code BOVPS20 for Bovada. Dates May through 13th. You will be eligible from the date of sign up, Teddy. You have 7 days to place a $20 wager for free on Bovada. As we always say here, Teddy, if it's free, it's me. You can't beat that. Horse race, take a long shot, knock $20 down. You can't lose.
I'm with you. And look, all right, that betting show is free. It's always going to be free. All that being said, there are costs associated with it. So we need you guys, if you like this show, to sign up for some of this stuff, please. Let's give that promo code one more time. $20, free wagers from Bovada this weekend. What's that promo code, Donnie?
Yep, code BOVPS20. And also probably right now while we're doing this in production, there will be a link below there. Just hit the link, sign up, support sportsbookreview.com. And Teddy, you want to support sportsbookreview.com's That Betting Show? Well, listen in here for the next 20 minutes here. Let's give you some good news to talk about. Hot topics of the day. Teddy, those Astros bats stay in fuego going into Detroit. They blast 4 more home runs on Monday. You know what that makes it, Teddy? Racks up another win, 9 out of 10, but also 34 runs in 3 games. They're getting hot.
Oh, they're getting real hot. Of course, a tough, in fact, brutal beat for underbettors. Well, not the only one last night, but one of several. And when we talk about MLB bad beats, mostly we're talking unders. You know, Astros played at 3 runs in the 9th to get that game over, 8.5. But we're talking about an Astros team that is now 9-1 in their last 10 games. All 9 of those wins cashed on the run lines 6 times during that span. They've scored 8 runs or more. The Astros are number 1 in every category. OPS, home runs. No, actually, Seattle's ahead of them in home runs. OPS, batting average, on-base percentage, et cetera, on and on down the line. They're 1 or 2 literally in every category. And the books taking Astros run line money just about every day. They did not enjoy another Houston blowout win last night. Because remember, the difference in baseball between football and basketball, no point spreads. They can never price you out of a winner in MLB like they can in NBA or college hoops or NFL or college football. But they will make you lay a premium to back Houston. Astros taking a lot of support in the markets because of this red-hot run.
Yeah, you're right, Teddy. Three runs in the top of the 9th inning to push that over the posted total of 8.5. Let's also not forget the Houston Astros, Teddy, tied for the Major League lead with 27 wins with those Los Angeles Dodgers. We'll keep it rolling a little bit here, and if you want to talk some bad beats, I'll give you one that I like, Teddy. And again, I always preface this by saying I'm a little bit older than some of the generation that's actually watching this video right now. I did fall asleep, and I was down 4-1 with a ticket in my back pocket for the Mariners and woke up to jubilation, Teddy, as we go extra innings. Now, if you had a ticket for the Oakland Athletics, didn't work out too well. If you sat on an under and you watched a 2-1 game go into the 8th inning, you were saying, man, where do I cash this ticket in? Not so fast, Teddy.
Yeah, extra innings are where unders go to die, just like overtime in football or basketball. Extra innings in baseball, you got to sweat these out. And, of course, it was 1 strike from A's and under. It was probably 1 inch, maybe a couple of inches, from the foul ball on the double that gave Seattle their chance. And let's say this, no ill effects for fires after that 130-pitch no-no. But Oakland now 5-14 on the highway. That's worse than the American League. They hit 5 home runs last night, all solo shots. They didn't win the game.
No, it was so interesting because you wake up and you see the highlights or you scroll through Twitter and see exactly what happened. You're right. Game of inches down to your last outs. 3-run blast. I mean, also, if you take a look at that game on its whole, Teddy, because the one thing I liked about the Seattle Mariners wasn't so much about Kikuchi pitching and the matchup against Oakland. It was the fact that Fires, his numbers on the season, but also throwing 130 pitches. And right off the bat, Teddy, Haniger goes deep. I'm like, boy, they're going to hammer Fires. He settled in, and boy, they put out a miracle late. But that's the best thing about Major League Baseball. If you get those winning sides, there's no time limit. You can always come back. As long as you're down to your last out, you have a shot, and you saw that go out last night. Talk about having a shot, Teddy. Dreams are built tonight in the NBA. The lottery is out here. Just looking at DraftKings on the East Coast here out of New Jersey, the Cavaliers plus 600, the Knicks plus 600, Phoenix plus 600. No, they're not the odds to win the NBA title. They're the odds to win the ping pong lottery tonight, Teddy.
Yeah, and let me make this clear. If you guys like betting on coin flips, bet on coin flips. Just try not to lay 150 on each side. Okay. You want to bet on the lottery? Okay, bet on the lottery. But there are betting odds, obviously, as you mentioned, plus 600. The odds of each team getting each pick is fixed mathematically. Fixed. Okay? There's no nuance here. Hint, these are not positive expectation wagers. You want action? You got to have action? Get action on the ping pong balls. Is there any pro in Las Vegas or anywhere that's going to be betting on this? Absolutely not. You're not getting the best of it at any point in any way, shape, or form. So lottery, fun to watch, fun to consider. As a wagering element, leave it alone, please.
Yeah, Teddy, maybe the wise guys had a little bit more edge in the 80s when you can actually freeze envelopes and get somebody to pick those out of a fishbowl as opposed to, going back behind the scenes with accounting firms and thousands of fake ping pong balls getting after it. It is fun to talk about, but we'll see the Zion sweepstakes and where it leads tonight. But let's talk a little bit of the National Football League, those Green Bay Packers 2019, as we do each and every day here on SBRodds.com's That Betting Show, preview an NFL football team getting you ready for the season here. They sit at 20-1 to win the 2019 championship, 10-1, Teddy, to win the NFC, and those Packers team total this year set at 9. Finished up 2018 6-9-1, but due in a large part because their quarterback wasn't healthy all season long. They load up once again, Teddy, this year in the NFL draft for 2019 and grabbed Gary, the defensive end out of Michigan, and Savage, the safety, both in the first round. And the one thing that we do like to look in the NFL, Teddy, you're only as good as where your quarterback's going to take you. If Aaron Rodgers is healthy, they'll be tough, but we've been talking about it all week long when previewing the NFC North. It's going to be a tough division. These teams are going to run up against each other quite a bit during the season. We'll see if those Packers can get over those 9 wins.
Sure. And we start with Green Bay, where we're going to look at what happened last year. Last year, the Packers' statistical profile was pretty good. They outgained opponents by 0.3 yards per play. They outrushed their opponents by 0.7 yards per rush. Green Bay had a good running game last year. Aaron Rodgers' QB rating of 98. Opposing teams had a QB rating of 100, which isn't very good defensively. But Rodgers was fine. Net 0 turnovers. It wasn't turnovers that doomed them last year. They had a notably easier than average schedule a year ago. And still finished with a very disappointing campaign. The schedule this year, near league average. You have a new head coach in Matt LaFleur. LaFleur has an offensive scheme. He's from the Mike Shanahan coaching school. He wants to run the football first. And when we look at the additions that this team made to the defensive side of the ball, Mike Pettine's been there now, this will be his 3rd year. He's got his guys in place. When you look at what they did and talk about in the draft and bringing Gary in the first round and a couple of impact players on defense. In free agency, you bring in Zadarius Smith, Adrian Amos, Preston Smith. 3 long-term to each of them, 4-year deals, each of them in the 30, 40, 50, $60 million range. 3 big-name guys to shore up that defense, plus the addition of the draft choices, plus the addition of Pettin, Pettin having his guys in place, plus the addition of LaFleur, who wants to run first. Green Bay's going to be an under team this year, not under season win totals, under game by game. If we see Packers totals in the upper 40s and low 50s to open up the season, this team looks pretty good defensively. And offensively, obviously you have Aaron Rodgers. The offensive line still has question marks all over the place. I know they brought in Billy Turner. I'm not sure Billy Turner is going to be the answer, to solving all the woes that Rodgers was under pressure constantly last year. And the receiving core for Green Bay, question marks everywhere. I don't know who Rodgers is going to throw the ball to. It's going to be guys who step up in training camp. And given the chemistry issues between Rodgers and the young receivers last year in training camp, that's a question. So game in, game out, I think Green Bay has all the makings of a team that's going to be an under squad. They're going to be playing games 20-17, not 31-28.